Don Bradman made 157.
England's own master batsman and the man that Bradman modelled himself on was Jack Hobbs. In 1930, he was at the end of his career, but in the first test at Trent Bridge, he opened with his most successful partner, Herbert Sutcliffe, who in this series ended up with an average of 87.
England have started with our famous opening pair, Hobbs and Sutcliffe. Hobbs is batting now. He's playing very steady, you know, today.
Yeah, that's a good hit. Well hit, sir.
Sutcliffe is batting against wall.
In those days, there was no third umpire.
Got him first ball.
Well, that's too bad.
Gone. That's too bad. Every time he scores something, hardly a ball gone in this over he hasn't scored from.
But this was Bradman's series. He averaged 139, a test record,
That's his 200. Well done.
including the then highest score in a test match, 334 at Headingley in the third test. He made 309 of them in one day, still a test record.
The scoreboard reads remarkable at the end of the first day. 458 is the total, out of which Bradman has made 309 not out. It's a world's record. They're all surrounding him and patting him on the back.
Hello.
Don.
Hello, how are
How are you
you?
enjoying your trip to England?
Oh, having a great time, thanks.
That's the idea.
Why, how are you? We're just having a wonderful time. The people are treating us so well that we're wondering if we don't like going back home hardly enough. It's a wonderful time. But we find we're having a good deal of trouble with the weather. I don't think it's been a good summer. It's been dull, and rainy most of the time. In fact, we've only had about one decent month all the time we've been here. And that was about the second month after we arrived. Then, of course, with the dull weather, it makes cricket much harder. We're used to a very bright light, middle of summer, the hot weather. And when you get on these dull conditions, it makes it very awkward for you to see the ball. I suppose it's all right when you get used to it, but for a start it's very awkward. And then, of course, the wickets too are not too good at the commencement. And being so different to our own, we feel all at sea for a little while, but now we're gradually getting accustomed to them and we're finding our feet a lot better.
At 11:15, on the sixth day of the fifth and final test match, Sutcliffe and Weissel going to the wicket to continue their innings. Weissel being 6 not out and Sutcliffe 8 not out.
The series was all square going into the final test at the Oval.
Ball's turning a bit. It's a blank day yesterday. Heavy rain stopped play.
Fairfax bowling to Sutcliffe.
And despite heroics from Sutcliffe, who scored 161 and 54, England lost by an innings with Bradman scoring 232.
Hammond playing Hornibrook. He's out. He's out. Caught second slip. Australia have won the Ashes of 1930. By an innings.
Woodfall has been collared around the front of the pavilion. Police are rushing across, protecting the players as they go in. Australia have won a very fine victory, and they deserve to take the Ashes home with them.
The Australian team were media superstars before the term had even been invented, and the public couldn't get enough of them.
We've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm anxiously looking forward to the time when I'm hoping to be able to come back again and enjoy another tour throughout England. You've just heard Mr. Richardson say a few moments ago that there are a few bad boys on this side, that they need some looking after. He didn't mention any names. I hope he wasn't referring to me, but I think I'll have to have a few words with him afterwards. We have made hosts of friends in the old land, and those members of the side who will be fortunate enough to get a place to tour England in 1934 will no doubt look forward to renewing old acquaintances. Cheerio, everybody.
The return series was in Australia in 1932-33. It would turn out to be a watershed in the history of the game, as the controversy that surrounded it extended beyond the boundaries of the cricket pitch and into international politics. Cricket down under wasn't restricted to the Australians. The New Zealand team had entered Test cricket in the 1929-30 series against Australia, but they were nothing like as strong as the Aussies.
Second morning, Hammond, 48 not out. There's his 50, I think, yes. He's got 2 to leg. A beautiful hook shot.
In England, they took some fierce beatings in the first few decades of their existence.
Hammond batting. There you go. He must be stumped. No, he got back just in time. The ball came slowly off the wicket. James did it as quickly as he could.
As Wally Hammond was only out once in his 2-match series, his average was 563. It remains a Test match record.
With England at 416 for 4 wickets, Mr. Jardine declared.
At the same time, the Australians were convincingly beating the South Africans.
We are enjoying our stay in Australia very much indeed. Wherever we've been, everybody seems to have been very good and kind to us. The average age of the side is 25, and they're all very keen young fellows. We hope they will do well, and I think they will. Here come the New South Wales team in their match against South Africa. Bert Oldfield is the captain.
They'd begun playing against each other in 1902. In the 1930s, Australia were dominant, when in 2 series they won 9 matches and drew 1.
Cameron taking the strike from Amos. And he's got it. The 5th is up.
At these annual cricket classes for schoolboys, the fundamental principles of the game are taught.